Each day is Valentine's Day.
There you go, you see. Don't ever let people tell you that we can't chill out on the Rockin' Radio Wall of Sound. Beautiful, beautiful record, I'm sure you'll agree. And now, very exciting, for the first song ever that played live on the Rockin' Radio Wall of Sound. I don't know if that was me. I'm going to let Mark introduce the record, and if he wants to tell us a little bit something about it, feel free, either before or afterwards.
Yeah, no problem.
Over to Mark.
Yeah, thank you. This song's a sort of newish song called Girl of My World, and I've never really played it live. It's always been a song on a CD that it's not really been something I've done gigs with, but I thought, and I know you chose it tonight, so I thought I would play this one. And it's it's just a song about people. You know, some people are important to you, girl who's important, that type of thing. And I think the Girl of My World is just a good title for saying that they're everything, really. You know, so. But I will try and get through it, because I say it's one that I don't normally play, so hopefully I'll get to the end, and hopefully it won't feed back too much either. So. I walked into the room and saw you sitting there. No, I said hello. Then you looked away. I wanted to be near you, so I could hear your voice and ask you what your name was. Find out where you came from. You are the girl, the one who stole my heart. You are the girl I needed from the start. That you were meant to be alone, just sitting there. You are the girl, the girl of my world. You are the girl, girl of my world. I looked into your eyes to see a special place. I'd like to go right there, a totally magic space where there is no one, only me and you, away from everyone, to show you what is real love. You are the girl, one who stole my heart. You are the girl needed from the start. That you were meant to be alone, just sitting there. You are the girl of my world. You are the girl of my world. You are the girl of my world. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Well done. Thank you very much.
A bit of a warm up.
Yeah, it's always best to start with the hardest ones, I think.
Exactly. That is one of my hardest songs, actually.
I like to throw people in at deep end because Ray does it to me all the time, so I just like put someone else under pressure. But no, a nice record, I have to say. And is it about a particular girl? Or are you not going to say?
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't think I'd like to broadcast it out to the nation.
Will she know it's about her?
I think she might.
Right, okay. We won't go any deeper into that one. We've not discussed. I haven't pre-warned Mark of any question that I'm going to ask him, so I may well step over the boundaries at times, and I'll be able to tell by the look on his face when I do it.
If it's about Peter Gabriel, then I'm all right.
Right, okay, so it seems like the sound is good out there, according to Lewis and Billy. Thank you very much for letting us know. And Hillary and Mike seem to are sat next to each other but out of sync. I think everybody's out of sync with Mike. I wouldn't worry about that, Hillary, to be fair. The world's out of sync with Mike. And Mike, if you haven't got nothing nice to say nothing.
I'm used to people slagging me off, so it makes no difference.
Yeah, but that's Mike. Nobody listens to Mike. He's grumpy about everything and everyone, apart from Beyonce.
He should like me then, because all my songs are very depressing.
Yeah, no, he is. He should. I was really surprised. He should actually, because he's like that. But when Mike came in as a guest, because he's quite popular, even though he's grumpy, when he came as a guest, he made me play Beyonce. So his musical taste and opinion straight out the window. So nobody listens anymore. Right, okay, so we're going to play another tune, one of the ones that you put on your playlist, and this is a fairly localish girl, lady called Kate Rusby.
Yeah, Kate Rusby, from Barnsley, I think. She's from there. There's a couple of girl singers in that sort of folk sort of area we like. One is Kate Rusby, and the other one is a girl called Corinne Polwart, who's Scottish. Who was fantastic singer as well. But with Kate Rusby, there's just something about her voice. I'd say it's like, it always reminds me of some comforting warm socks or something. There's just something about the. I know maybe she's not been told that before.
I'm sure she'll be delighted.
But I think she'll understand what I mean. She's just so. It's just so comforting listening to her. And this song in particular is. I think she has played this live, but this is one of my favourites. I don't think it's one of her songs. I think it's a traditional type thing, right. Maybe. And I went to see her. I've seen her a few times live, and I've never seen her play this, and I wish she would play when I'm there. But it's just a great song.
Have you ever met her?
I've never met her.
Okay.
I think a friend of mine who runs a coffee shop in in Halifax, which is in the Peace Hall, the new Peace Hall. It's called Loafers Vinyl Cafe. Am I allowed to give it a plug?
Absolutely, yeah. Plug away.
Loafers Vinyl Cafe, which is a fantastic small, independent coffee shop with vinyl as well, and they have singers on there. I've played there and a few different people, and I think she was doing a little guest appearance in this place, and he did say he was going to give her a couple of CDs, but she never got back to me, so I don't know if she didn't like it, she threw them away or whatever. But even so, I mean, hope one day, if she's one singer, I'd like her to do a song with me actually, because I think she's just got a great voice. So.
This place in Halifax that you mentioned, the grumpy doctor, Mr. Foster, right. That's where he lives. So
in Halifax, right?
Yeah, maybe we could send him over there.
Well, Loafers is the place to be. It's fantastic.
Right. Well, we're going to play a little bit of Kate Rusby. See what you think. This is a record called John Barbary.
She went unto her garden wall. to see her ships come in, and there she spies her daughter Jane, who looked so pale and wan. Oh, have ye had some long sickness, all in ye with a man? No, I've not had no long sickness, nor lain here with a man. Her petticoats, they were so short, she was 9 months gone. She was 9 months gone. Oh, is it by a nobleman or by a man of fame? Or is it by John Marbury, who lately came from Spain? No, it's not by a nobleman or by a man of fame, but it is by John Marbury, who lately came from Spain, who lately came from Spain. And she's called down her merry men by 1, by 2, by 3. John Barbary was once the first, but now the last came he. Oh, will you take my daughter Jane and wed her out of hand? And you will dine and sup with me and be heir to all my land. Oh, I will take your daughter Jane and wed her out of hand, and I will dine and sup with you, but I do not want your land. For I have houses and I have land and money at my command, and had it not been for your daughter, I'd never been your man. I'd never have been your man.
There you go. See, Mike, you've got to appreciate beautiful music. You can't just have it all, NWA, NWI.
You can't have everything auto-tuned.
Yeah, no. Right, okay. So, Mark, a couple of questions I'd like to ask you. It's kind of where it all started, really. How did you get into music? What made you... Because originally you were a drummer, I believe.
I still am a drummer.
Well,
I've always drummed since I was a little boy. So my mum's, I knitting needles on tins, that type of thing. When I was younger, I joined the Boys Brigade to be a drummer, but they put me on the trumpet. You had to sort of earn your apprenticeship before they let you on the drums. So I went on the drums eventually and did that for a few years. And then when I was about 14, my granddad bought me an old Premier drum kit, which we put in the shed. And when I left school, my friend came around every day, and we used to just jam around in this shed, which was great fun. So I suppose it started from there really, 14, 15 onwards, and really ever since sort of I've been about 18, I've always really been in bands. I've been in bands all my life really, and as a drummer, done lots of sessions with different people. I've done gigs all over, you know, been around into Europe and America and different places for different singers. And then about four years ago, I just thought, I think I'd like to try it myself, rather than sitting at the back all the time, sort of drumming. I thought I might have a go at being a singer come guitarist. So I had to buy a guitar and try and learn some chords. But it's very difficult guitar, you know. It looks easy, I suppose, but I find it very hard. So I've just learned what I need to learn, and enough to get for my own songs. And that was about 4 years ago. So since then, I've done various gigs on my own. I mean, my other band, Evil Blizzard, which is myself drumming, singing, but it doesn't sound anything like the way I sing now. It's more like a John Lydon sort of, sort of voice, Ozzy Osbourne type thing. And but it's 4 bass players, so it's quite a wild band. Masks. It's quite, we've done quite a few gigs. We played with Hawkwind and Killing Joke and things like that.
I've seen the videos, and it looks a little bit creepy. I have to say.
Yeah, it's quite wild. But myself on my own, One-Sided Horse, it came from just myself wanting a different name than my own name, and I'm a really big fan of a song that, I don't know if you're going to play it or not, but a guy called Iron and Wine, who's excellent, and I like the Iron and Wine title, which means nothing to do with his music. So I got One-Sided Horse when I was drawing a doodle one night on a bit of paper. I was actually at work, a doodle, and it looked like a one-sided horse, so I just thought, that's a good name. I'll have One-Sided Horse. Then people can say, why is it One-Sided Horse? And I went under that, and as I say, I've been doing little gigs. I mainly do house gigs, though, all like we did the other week in that little microbrewery. I just think people are more captive in a house. And my music, when I play with a band, I do play with a pretty successful band who are called Embrace, who obviously have sold quite a lot of records and they've done a lot of big things. So as a band, I do play with them, and we've done about 8 gigs now together. So it's a lot more, I'd say, much more anthemic, a bigger sound with the band. But on my own, it's very chilled out. So when I play in pubs, I tend to find people just talk all the way through it. So I tend to like to do house gigs. I did the first house gig probably 2 years ago, which was in Moulton, which is near Birkenhead, friends of mine. I was quite nervous about doing it, but it's sort of, in a way, it sort of changed my life, that gig, because I'd never done a live gig to anybody on my own, just sat there with a guitar. And people seemed to enjoy it. There was people sat close, and someone on the sofa near me, and different. It was quite intimate, should we say? And so I did that gig, and then from there I just carried on doing them. And I think people seem to like it. It's not the best. I'm not the best guitarist in the world. I'm not the best singer in the world, but I enjoy doing it, and people seem to respond to it quite well. So
I think there's I'm not the best presenter in the world, but you get people listen, play some good tunes, and it's like they keep coming back. That's the nice thing. It's I think people appreciate. It's not all about the Pink Floyd and the Rolling Stones and the people at the very top. It's people on the way up, and people who are just doing it for love more than anything.
I mean, as I say, that's what I do. And as I say, I like to book house gigs more than anything, really. Or like the microbreweries, the small little cafes, that type of thing, really. Where even there's only like 10 people there, I'd actually rather play to 10, 15 people myself doing this stuff than a lot more people. They just talk too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you've got 10 or 15, they'll listen, won't they, generally speaking, unless they're ordering a beer, of course.
Yeah, that's not too bad, but, that's what I find anyway. Yeah.
Right, well, we're going to have another one of your choices from the mainstream, and it's a little bit of REM and Drive that I've chosen out of your list.
Good.
Let's have a little listen and see what you think.
Smash, crack, push, whack, tie Nobody tells you where to go, baby. What if I ride? What if you walk? What if you rock around the clock? What if you did? What if you walk? What if you try to get it on, baby? Hey, hey, kids, where are you? Nobody tells you what to do, baby. Hey, hey, kids, shake a leg. Maybe you're crazy in the head, baby. Maybe you did, maybe you walked, maybe you rocked around the clock. Maybe I ride, maybe you walk, maybe I try to get on, baby. Hey, kids, shake a leg. Maybe you're crazy in the head, baby. Nobody tells you what to do, baby. Smash, smash, crack, shack, shack. Tie another one to your back, baby. Hey, hey, kids, rock and roll. Nobody tells you where to go, baby. Maybe you did, maybe you walk, maybe you rock around the clock. Maybe I ride, maybe you walk, maybe I try to get it on, baby. Hey, hey, kids, where are you? Nobody tells you what to do, baby. Hey, hey, kids, rock and roll. Nobody tells you where to go, baby.
Just the one? Right, okay, so there you go. I've lost a lot of the messages. They've gone off because I think every time we have 150 messages it just clears the screen, which is but what I did see before it cleared was that Billy, who's a proper music person, who I tip my hat to with his music knowledge and his great taste in music, he's appreciating the mellow music and the way it's being delivered and the lyrics, etc. And Mike, we think that you should go to Google and check out Mark's alter ego when he's not being all melancholy, and you should check out Evil Blizzard. Which one was it, Mark?
Well, on YouTube, there's lots of videos, but Are You Evil is a good video to watch.
Yeah, go and check Are You Evil, Mike, and then you can see the other side of Mark when he's not in the Maida Vale studios. Right. Okay, where are we up to? We're going to have another live song from Mark, and it's going to be one, I'm going to allow him to introduce it, and if he wants to tell you a little bit something about it, either before or after, feel free. Over to you, Mark.
Okay. Yeah, this song is probably one of the first songs I actually wrote. When I was trying to, when I decided I thought I'd try have a go at singing and playing guitar, etc. Obviously, I didn't have many chords. In fact, on this song, there's only 2 chords in it, which is great 'cause it's easy to play. And it's a song that started off with a different title. It was called "In My Heart and in My Soul," but I thought it was too long and a bit too cliched. So I wrote a few more lyrics, and one of the lyrics is "More Than Old." So I decided that I'll call it "More Than Old," because it was an interesting title. I wonder, can you be more than old? I don't know. So, but because the idea is it's singing to somebody, and you're basically saying to them that you love them or whatever until you're more than old. Now, so it's basically forever, really. And so it's just a very simple song, but it's one that, when I do it live, I don't tend to have a single on, but I'll avoid that tonight. I'm just going to do the abridged version. So this is "More Than Old." And I don't know what I love, but I love you. I don't know what I need, but I need you. I don't know what I want, but I want you. I don't know what I feel, but I feel you. In my heart and in my soul. In my heart, in my soul. In my heart, in my soul. In my heart, in my soul. And I don't know what I crave, but I crave you. And I don't know pure desire, but I desire you. I don't know what to say about you. I don't know how to be without you. In my heart, in my soul. 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 And I'll love you till the end of time. And I'll love you till the stars won't shine. And I'll love you till my spirit fades. And I'll love you till I've no more days. And I'll love you till the sun turns cold. And I'll love you till I'm more than old. 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 I don't know what I love, but I love you. I don't know what I love, but I love you. I don't know what I love, but I love you, yeah. I don't know what I love, but I love you, love you, love you.
Yeah.
Thank you. A simple song.
Yeah, sometimes the simple ones are the best. You were mentioning two chords before. The old quote I've got for 40 years with the same sort of thing, so
exactly.
Not such a bad thing, is it? Right, there's a couple of people I need to say hello to. There's a young lady called Dee Saville and family, possibly, listening, who, you're not in the chat, Dee, but I do believe that you're a regular listener, according to Julia. So I've been meaning to say hello, and I haven't forgotten this week, so hopefully you're enjoying the show, and do feel free to join the chat. You don't have to come on as Dee, you can come on as somebody else if you like. Right, okay, so Joe, I hope you're listening, because the next record that we're going to play is right up your street. I know you're going to love this one. She's a big fan of the next person that we're going to play. But before that, just tell me, we've mentioned Evil Blizzard before. So, how they came about? Is that like your first and longest band then?
I suppose it is. Yeah, it's been going about 10 years. It started off with myself and just one guy on bass. So I was singing, drumming, someone on bass. Only happened because the guitarist in the actual band we had couldn't make a gig, so we did it without him.
Right.
We did the same songs, but just had one bass player to put like distortion on his bass, and we just did the gig. And then we didn't do it for about 2 years, and then we got back together and did another gig, and a friend of mine saw us playing, and he said he enjoyed it, but he thought it'd be better with two bass players. So we got two, and then we had another guy who joined, who helped us out, made it three. And then Marquis Smith from The Fall, he saw us playing in Gulliver's in Manchester, and he really liked the band, and so he offered us a tour with The Fall. And so we couldn't do a whole tour because of work, but we did various gigs: Liverpool, Leeds, Manchester, various places. And a friend of mine, Pete, who's the fourth bass player, is a big Fall fan, so he said, if you're playing with The Fall, I have to at least play one song with you. So we joined on one song, which was at the Lower Kersal Social Club, which is not too far from here, far from here, I think. Yeah. And he's never gone since. So it basically became four bass players.
I just can't imagine what a band with four bass players is like.
It's quite strange because it's not all just bass. There's two players who play more like guitars.
Yeah.
It's quite narrow gauge strings, so two play the high end, two play the lower end. Right. One plays solos and that type of thing. So it's a bit more like guitar bass, but it's all bass players. Yeah. And we've got a keyboard player who does lots of, I would like to say, Tim Blake, Hawkwind type blip blops and things, and lots of weird noises. And it's really just more like a psychedelic band, but it's a good live band. You know, people seem to like it. It's picking up. As I say, we got a guy from Hawkwind who joins us pretty regularly now. He plays his electric cello with us, so it's it just seems to have picked up really in the public's imagination. So it's very different to my stuff, though.
No, I'm sure, yeah, but I think that's.
But it's good for me, you know.
Yeah,
different,
good
different
to have that contrast.
Yeah.
Good. And so, one of the questions that's been sort of like I wanted to ask personally, not for anybody else, but just for me, is drum. I'm always wanted to be a drummer. I had a drum kit for years and years and years, and just never managed to play it. That coordination of 2 hands and 2 feet, I think you've got to be slightly mad to be able to play the drums. And now you're playing the guitar. Do you have a preference?
I like drums for the reason that it's good to have the energy, and I do enjoy playing drums. I like playing drums with anybody, you know, whether it's my own band or just helping somebody out. With guitar, it's a different thing. I get more personal pleasure from guitar, as in I can just sit at home and just enjoy noodling around on the guitar, whereas with a drum kit you can't really do that, so you don't get the same sort of fulfillment from it. But it's different things for different times, you know. As we're playing this weekend at the Evil Blizzard wise, we're playing at the Beat Herder Festival, which is near Clitheroe, and that's going to be probably a wild night. But yeah, musically I just, you know, I've got a very varied taste in music, as you probably can tell with ranging from jazz and heavy metal to soul to disco to whatever it is, reggae. I love a lot of reggae and like dub bass and things. So I don't know, it depends what the mood is. But I do find I enjoy doing my own solo gigs, not more than Evil Blizzard, because Evil Blizzard is probably one of the best bands in the world. to play in. It's such a great laugh, and but it's nice to just play the simple songs as well. So
my guess is it's just nice to turn up for a gig.
It's very nice with a small guitar like this new one, and just turn up with a little tiny amp and just sing the songs, and not have to set a drum kit up, or not even set it up. Take it down is the worst bit, and lug it around. And I'm very forgetful, so I'm always leaving some drum parts somewhere. So a guitar's a bit easier just to sort of drag along and then take home.
Right, I'm gonna get onto the next record that you've chosen, and I know if my sister is listening, she listens at work, so sometimes she's in and out sort of thing. But if she's listening, and she's always gutted if she misses a particular track.
Well, you say she lives in New York, but we actually Evil Blizzard might be playing New York next May. So
we'll send her across. she could be in the Evil Blizzard. She's mad as a box of frogs.
Well, we always like people on stage with us. So.
Yeah. And this is a track by Paul Weller, who's one of my sister's favourites, I happen to know. And it's a track called You Do Something To Me. So I think we'll just get on and play it, if that's all right with you.
Something to me, something deep inside, hanging on the wire, for love I'll never find. Something wonderful, chase it all away. Mixing my emotions, it throws me back again. Hanging on the wire, yeah. For the change, I'm dancing through the fire just to catch a flame. You looking. Close to peace I cannot find. Dancing through the fire, yeah, just to catch a flame, just to get close to, just close enough to tell you that. Something to me, something deep inside.
There you go. So I've not heard from Joanne. That means she's probably on the phone or busy with a client, and she'd have been gutted if she's missed that one. And I've just seen Dee in the house. So Dee, welcome to the chat. Feel free to ask any questions you like or make any comments as you see fit. Tell me what you think of our live artist, whether you're watching on the TV or whether you're just listening on the audio. We're not quite sure. And also Swabs. I don't know if I said hello to you, Swabs. I've noticed you're in the house. Good evening. I'm not sure you're a bit of a rocker, aren't you? This will be a bit hard for you to swallow, this melancholy stuff. But it's got to be. We do all kind of things, and there's a few more. It does get a little bit more rocky in the next hour, I have to say. You might be surprised by some of Mark's next choices. But for the time being, I want to talk to Mark about his solo project and One-Sided Horse. And so you kind of decided after having enough drums, you wanted to do your own thing on the guitar and just went for it, I guess, did you?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I played drums for many years and I've done different sessions for people on albums and things. And I've played drums for some great local artists as well, and I just thought one night I just fancied having a go myself, and as I say, I just went and bought a guitar and just started writing a few ideas. The song that I probably will be playing in a bit, which is Cracker Jack, which was the first song I actually ever wrote, which came out probably by chance, but it's one I think people seem to like that song, and it's as I say, it's not all downhill from there, hopefully, but it has. Some people do like that track, and it's a track that I played when I did my first house gig. It was a song that people seem to enjoy, and I think it means, I don't know why it means something to people. They just seem to like the track.
No, it is a good track.
People on the album, it's a lot different to the way I do it. It's a bit more full on. There's obviously with the full band there, you've got lots of strings and piano and that type of thing. But yeah, sort of. I've just really just been doing it ever since. Really. It's about 4 years. I've probably done about 90 gigs now in about 4 years, which isn't bad because a lot of them are house gigs. So. Invading people's houses. I'm playing one in a couple of weeks in a summer house up in Sowerby Bridge, and then I've got a few different ones. But I'm always ready for other bookings,
Yeah, there you go. So if you've got it doesn't even have to be a big house either. As you can
smaller
see,
the better.
Here in Maida Vale Studios, we managed to cram him in, so it's really not a problem. And if you do need to know anything, I'm sure they can get it on Facebook, One-Sided Horse.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page, One-Sided Horse page, and there is a website, but the website is just onesidedhorse.com, and that links you to Facebook anyway, and it does need updating, but it is there. So One-Sided Horse, there's a message page on there, so you can just message me privately, whatever.
Right, okay, and then they can get in touch with you, and if you want to have Mark in your own house playing to you, romantic, as Hilary was saying a little bit before. He's got a romantic side, as you can see, but he's also got a man pig mask wearing side where he's banging the hell out of the drum kit as well. So he's very much the double-edged coin. Right, we're going to crack on with the music, Mark, so that we don't fall too far behind.
Yeah.
This is the Lotus Eaters. What's that all about?
Well, this song, I would say for myself, and probably a lot of people around that of my age, this song I think is one of the greatest songs ever written. I think the melody is brilliant, the vocal is fantastic. It's just a song that I never get bored of. Peter Coyle, the singer, who's in a new band now, well, he's had it for a while, but they're called ESP 2.0, which is like a prog type band he sings in now. They're touring at the moment. They're playing in the Robin 2 in Bilston this Sunday, on the 15th, I think it is, I talk to Pete sometimes online, on Facebook, and I've sent him my album and things, and I just think it's one of the best songs ever written, so that's why it's there, basically.
Let's have a listen and see what people think. It's the Lotus Eaters with a picture of you, or the first picture of you in actual fact.
It's warm in and out. The pulse of flowing love. Spread the calm to meet the others. Pleasure fills with love till dawn. It's warm in and out. The call for sacred hours. There's a chant of newborn singing. picture of summer. See the flowers scream their joy. The first picture of you, the first picture of summer. See the flowers scream their joy. The first picture of you, the first picture of summer. See the flowers scream their joy.
Apologies, we were listening away to the track. You know when I said to you it was about 10 seconds behind there? We were, I'm not sure whether that finished prematurely or not because it seemed okay on there. But there you go.
It ended slightly before the end. But
yeah, I think it was cut off in its prime. Right, okay, my apologies for that. We're now going to get to, we're just after 8 o'clock, and when in the normal show we usually have a back-to-back of either a brilliant album or a brilliant artist, and we just play two songs without any chat from me. And we're going to do exactly the same thing with Mr. One-Sided Horse, because Mark's going to now play two tracks back to back with no chat from me in between. He's just going to play them, tell you whatever he wants to tell you about them. The microphone is all his. Over to you, Mark.
Okay, so I'm going to do this, as I say, two songs. These are the first two songs I actually ever wrote. So the first one is the second song I ever wrote. The second one is the first song I ever wrote. So this is a song, See Your Face. It's basically just about seeing people, I suppose, and whatever. Seeing someone's face, as it says. And this, as I say, the second one, is Cracker Jack, which is the one that people seem to like. But I'll start with See Your Face. There's something in your look that enchants me every day. I sometimes close my eyes. You don't fade away. The feelings that I feel are hard to show to you, but when you're near to me, I want to make you stay. It's a beautiful day when I see your face. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. It's a beautiful day when I see your face. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. I wanna sit with you, tell stories of our past, and I hope that day will come, and it won't be our last. And I know it's hard to say the words that just sound right, but I know that they are there. They're hidden out of sight. It's a beautiful day when I see your face. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. It's a beautiful day when I see your face. It's a beautiful day, today. It's a beautiful day when I see your smile. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. It's a beautiful day when I see your smile. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. Yeah. So that was the second song I ever wrote. So now I'm going to do the first song I ever wrote second. So the guitar's slightly out of tune, but if it's good enough for Neil Young, it's good enough for me. This is slightly more up tempo. Light my flame, stand well back, I'm a crackerjack. My heart's ignited by your kiss, I'm a crackerjack. And I need fuel to feed my soul, I'm a crackerjack, crackerjack. And I am burning out of control, I'm a crackerjack. Slow the feeling, be with me. Start the counter, 1, 2, 3. Slow the feeling, make it slow. Start the counter, come on, let's go, let's go. Darling, let's go. Don't you keep me at arm's length, I'm a crackerjack, crackerjack. Don't you nail me to your fence, I'm a crackerjack. See my signals, find the signs, I'm a crackerjack. Read the rules inside my mind, I'm a crackerjack, crackerjack, yeah. Slow the feeling, be with me. Start the counter, 1, 2, 3. Slow the feeling, make it slow. Start the counter, come on, let's go, let's go. Darling, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, great tune. Well done.
I missed the middle eight time to keep the show in the right length, so I missed the middle bit out, but there you go.
That actually seemed a little bit faster than I've heard you play it last time.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
I guess you can play that at a slower pace.
Yeah,
if you really
on
want
the record it's a bit faster. Sometimes live I do it quite slow and melancholy. Sometimes I play it a bit faster. It just depends what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in a happy mood now. So.
Yeah, we're in the second half of the show. We're going to bounce it now. You better be ready out there, you lot. Right, okay, so few people I've not said hello to as yet, and I very remiss of me. My little beautiful granddaughter Emily, good evening to you, and thank you for sending the sheep that has taken place and pride of place on the microphone. My little granddaughter Emily, she gives me a mascot every week for the show, and it's a different one. And also good evening to my good lady wife Marge, and to Ben, and to Danielle and Kenny, and of course my little grandson Henry, who will probably be, if he's being a good lad, he'll be tucked up in bed, but if he's not, he'd be watching his granddad going, "Who's that?" He watches on the screen and goes, "Who's that? Who's that?" So, and also good evening to Skippy, Gino Goss. Where's Gino based? In
Gino Goss is
America somewhere, isn't it?
America somewhere.
Yes, somewhere over in the States. And good evening to Akeem over there in Berlin. Or is it Berlin? It's in Germany, definitely, but I think Kathy Freeman's in Berlin, isn't she?
Yeah.
So good evening, Akeem.
And Adele?
And Adele, yeah, Adele's in. Adele's in. I'm not in the shower. We have a regular shower listener. Adele, who's a friend of my sister's, comes in, usually listens to the first hour, then goes and has a shower about 8 o'clock, tells everybody she's going for a shower, and then comes back out all refreshed.
Doesn't send us any pictures, like.
No. But, you know, there's sometimes less is more.
Well, I don't know. Who knows?
Right, okay. So thanks very much for that, Mark. We're going to crack on with some of the mainstream stuff that you picked now, and I've deliberately saved for the last hour they're a bit more upbeat or a bit more louder stuff.
I can't actually remember what I chose now. So.
That's okay. Well, I'll tell you one of them that you chose, and it's by Genesis, and it's a tune called "Turn It On Again," which I think is a great record.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit of that while we have a chat. There you go. Bit of Genesis for you. So we, as I said to you, the second hour probably be a little bit more rocky than the first hour. We did melancholy. I can never get that word right. In the first hour, and we'll have a little bit. We'll still go in a bit of in and out. We're going to have a little bit of punk, a little bit of reggae, and a little bit of pop, and a little bit of mellow, I guess. Yeah.
That's quite good, because I just had a message of somebody who just said, "Oh, I didn't know you went to New York in May, so maybe we can come along as well." So that's quite cool.
There you go.
That's Evil Blizzard, by the way. And then again, I could do a gig while I'm there, though, myself. I could do a one-sided horse gig as well.
Maybe you could go to my sister's office and do a gig. Maybe if she has, well, they all have skyscrapers over there, but you could go and do a bit of a Beatles thing and do it on the roof.
Could do, that'd be cool, yeah.
Right, okay. One of the things that I noticed when I was putting this show together, having had your CDs, etc., which we'll come to in a minute, and then the choice of music that you had, I know some of the music was the mainstream music was like your own, i.e. it was fairly melancholy, etc. But then you had other things like Turn It On Again by Genesis, and the next one, which is going to be God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols, and you just think, I kind of like that. That's me all over. I can go from listening to Louis Armstrong to listening to Eminem, and it's like, absolutely all over the place. And the best thing ever is, for me, is my shuffle feature on iPod, because you can actually be listening to Ella Fitzgerald 1 minute and then the Beatles the next, and it's yeah. But I was a bit sort of like taken aback how obscure your tunes were. It's a good thing, but very different. You don't write any of the you write in your own style. You don't seem to move from that. You never thought of doing anything a bit more rocky on the guitar, or is it just not suited?
Well, I have got with One Sided Horse live with the band, as I say, we're working with Embrace. It is a lot more of a rocking band live,
right?
And sometimes, there's a couple of songs that we play. It's not on the album, but there's a song that we play which is pretty much more like a Nick Cave, Grinder Man type thrash track. It's not all, even though they're the same songs, a lot of them, because it's the band, there's drums, bass, keyboards, extra guitar with Richard, who's a great guitarist. It is completely different. It's a lot more, I wouldn't say it's heavier, it's just a lot more energetic, and it's it's fairly rocking, really. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So I'll have to come and see with the One-Sided Horse band as opposed to the.
Yeah, it's a much different beast.
Yeah, but you said the next gig you're doing is with Evil Blizzard, not One-Sided Horse.
The next gig is Evil Blizzard. That's this Sunday, which is at the Beat Herder Festival, which is near Gisborne, I think, or Clitheroe way. But we're not until we're actually the last band on, actually, one at 11 o'clock at night. But it's not on the main stage. It's on some obscure sort of dance stage. So it's going to be quite a strange gig. But I'm looking forward to it. And we've played quite a few recently. We played last weekend and the week before. We've got a lot of gigs going with Evil Blizzard. We're playing the 100 Club in London, which is a bit of a connection to the Sex Pistols track, because obviously the 100 Club is a famous club in London, and we're playing there finally. And as I say, lots of gigs all over the country with Evil Blizzard.
Well, I think if it's okay with you, we will play the next track,
yes,
which is the Sex Pistols and God Save the Queen, and then we'll have a little chat about your CD and you can tell everybody about that. So right, Mike Foster, I hope you're still in the house, because I'm pretty sure you'll have a bit of the Sex Pistols. This is indeed God Save the Queen.
Potential hate,
There you go. So I bet you weren't expecting that a little bit earlier on when we were all sort of like sat here chilling out. I hope Mike's still in. I haven't seen him in a little while, but I'm going to have to phone him afterwards and tell him that if he did check out a bit too early, he typical dud check out before the best, which is we always save the best hour till last. Right. So Mark, it's time for another little track from yourself, and I think we're going to have. This is, for me personally, it's my favourite one of yours from the 3 CDs that I've listened to so far, and it's one of your early ones, I believe.
Fairly early, yeah. It's probably in the sort of first batch of songs, yeah.
Just tell everybody out there if they do want to listen to some of the CDs or be able to get them, how they can get them, what they're called.
I have got a big cartel, which is the way you can buy music.
Right.
So it's one-sided horse, Big Cartel, which has got the debut album on it, which, as I say, got the myself and Embrace, and then there's just a few solo CDs. I can only put so many things on. I think I can only put five things on, so I've got 5 CDs I think on there. But if you want to have a listen to the album, you can listen to it on Spotify. It is on Spotify.
Right. Okay.
Between Light and Space, so that's on there. So you don't have to buy it. You can just listen to it, stream it yourself. You know.
If you don't mind me saying. Obviously, a lot of these people who are listening tonight this is the first time that they listen. The first time I listened was live, and I always think that sometimes the best time to get into anyone's music, if I'd have listened to the CD first, it'd have took me a little bit of time to get into it, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah. But I listened to you live first, then listened to the CD, so I already kind of recognised a couple of them from listening to you live.
Yeah.
And for me, it's definitely like a good wine. The more you listen to it, the better it gets. The more you appreciate it. It's like, it's not one of those tunes that just instantly grabs you or something along those lines. But for me, I think you listen to it 3, 4, 5 times, and all of a sudden you start to recognise it, you start to sing along with it, and it just sounds so much better. After a little while.
The album, you mean?
No, any of the tracks. I just think
that
they're not necessarily. Crackerjack may be one that's slightly different, but they don't instantly get you. You know, it's like. But the more you listen to them, actually, the better they get. I just think there are some bands that I listen to the song and I like it a lot, and then you listen to it a lot, and then I start to like the song less.
Yeah.
But there are others where you don't like it as much in the first place, but then it kind of grows on you, and the more you listen to it.
I think a lot of people have said that about some of the songs that they are more growers. They're not really intended to be sort of like commercial pop songs.
Yeah.
So I think they take a bit more time to get into the structure of your head, if you know what I mean. But as I say, we recorded that album over a period of about 3 years, so they have gone through changes, and that's what I'm saying. Live now, they've actually developed a lot since the album.
Of course.
So it is a bit different. The structure's the same, but the way they played it may be slightly different. But there's songs we had to leave off the album, which if we'd had a bit more time, we'd have probably. It may have a few more up-tempo numbers on there, but hopefully we'll do another album, and that's, we'll see where it goes. But I really like sad, depressing, quiet songs, so, you're never going to get sort of like an ABBA song on it, probably, even though ABBA are a great band, it's not going to be an ABBA album, so.
Okay, well look, this is my personal favourite, so maybe you'll play this one for us, and let's see what other people think.
Put the drum machine on this as well.
Yeah, there we go. Knock yourself out.
To get a slight bit more bit. Take my hand, walk with me. Let's find a place that no one sees, no. A special place that's full of dreams. Lie down with me, I'll hear you breathe, breathe, and I need you darling, to all my love. And I need you, darling, love like a flood. And I need you, darling, to not let go. And I need you, darling, you're pure as snow. Pure as snow. Let's close our eyes, so we hear more. The sound we hear, her music score. Let's share the night, the candlelight. We're free to fly like birds so high, so high. And I need you, darling, to warm my love. And I need you, darling, love like a flood. And I need you, darling, to not let go. And I need you, darling, darling, you're pure as snow. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I think it was a slower version. I think the Phil Collins drum machine was a bit too slow, but never mind.
Right. Right, Mark, a couple of questions I wanted to ask you that, again, these are just for me. I always think this is an interesting thing to ask anybody who's into music. It's about best and worst gigs. So, for you, not just best and worst gigs that you've attended of the mainstream, but sort of stories about best and worst gigs that you've played in.
Right, okay.
So, the successes and the disasters, as it were.
Yeah, if I do both quickly, I'd say my two best ever gigs and then my best two worst gigs.
Okay.
So the best two ever gigs I've seen. The first one was Genesis in 1981, which was the NEC, and I sat right at the front, and it was, actually, to be honest, it was the loudest gig I've ever been to, which might sound surprising, but it was really, really loud. That was one of my favourites. And the other gig, which has been the best gig I've ever seen, I never saw them at the time, which was Roger Waters on the last Wall tour when he did play Manchester.
Right.
On the last, I thought that was the unstoppable live experience I've ever seen. I know his new tour, I know you went to see him the other night, but I know his new tour was brilliant, but the live Wall was amazing. So they're the two probably best gigs I've been to. The worst gigs for me to play, we played Liverpool with Evil Blizzard. Liverpool, for a city that's quite musical, hence things that have come out of it, I find it's a bit of a strange place to play. This was with Evil Blizzard, and it was quite a strange gig. It was just something about it. We've never really done a good gig in Liverpool. The first gig we ever did was good, and we played with the Folder, and that was good. But generally ever since, it's never quite been the same. So I don't know what it is, but maybe they just don't get us, but that's not great. And the other one was a solo gig I did, actually in Selby Bridge, which is why I'm playing in a few weeks, and that was in a pub where I started the songs quiet, and there were a few people come to watch me. Some of the Embrace fans, etc., came down, and then a foursome came in who stood next to me, literally stood next to me. So I was like, he was banging my arm into what I was playing, and they just talked the whole way through it about football. as loud as they could all the way through the whole set. So that was probably the worst gig I've ever played. Not for myself, but just the fact that it was just very off-putting that someone would come and stand next to you the whole gig and just talk constantly all the way through it. So I'd say that's probably the two best gigs and the two worst gigs.
But what was the worst mainstream gig you've seen? Was there someone that you've really
the worst
disappointed?
mainstream. It's hard to say, really. One of the most disappointing ones I've seen, which is really, really bad for me, because it's one of my favourite bands, was Crosby, Stills and Nash, who I absolutely love. And I think the great singers, the actual gig itself it just had no energy. It was quite disappointing. I don't think they wanted to really do it. They just did it for the money, and it didn't leave me with anything. You know, I've seen Peter Gabriel a lot of times, and Peter Gabriel always gives me a great feeling when I've seen him live. Yeah. And when I came out of Crosby, Stills and Nash, I just thought, well, I've seen them, but it wasn't what I wanted. So I'd say Crosby, Stills and Nash, unfortunately, that was the worst gig I've seen.
Strange that, because I the worst gig I ever saw was Bob Dylan. Right. I saw him not so many years ago, and I always wanted to see him. He's someone you should see if you're a music man. And he was absolutely awful, really awful.
See, I saw Bob Dylan in 1985, I think it was, or 86, with Santana, played Wembley Stadium, and I went to that gig, and that was another one of my favourite gigs. I think with Dylan, he can either be on fire or he can be a moody.
Right, yeah.
And the night I saw him, he had Clapton with him, he had Van Morrison with him. It was a really good night, I suppose nowadays his set's a bit different as well now, but yeah, I suppose so. But as I said, it's Crosby, Stills and Nash, unfortunately. That's why I need to see them again. Yeah. I know Graham Nash is playing soon in Manchester. He's doing a solo tour, and I like Nash, and hopefully it may restore my faith. But as I say, I love the records. They've got, I think, an album. I think I can't remember what it's called now. I think I have a track actually, Shadow Captain. Whether you play it or not, I don't know. But that's one of my favourites. And it was unfortunately just left me a bit cold.
Weird you should mention Roger Waters, because I went to see him last weekend, but. I also was very fortunate to go and see him in 1990 when he did the Wall gig in Potsdamer Platz in Berlin, which was just amazing. 500,000 people. It was just like, that's the best gig I've ever seen. Something else that was. But right, enough rabbit from us. I think we need to play some more music, if that's all right with you. And we're going to have a little bit of Bob Marley, because you can never have a little bit too much of Bob Marley. And this is Wait in Vain.
Is it wanna know now, for I to know some more. You see, in life I know there's lots of greed, but your love is my relief. Tears in eyes burn, tears in eyes burn, while I'm waiting for my turn. See, I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. Oh, I don't wanna wait in vain. No, I don't wanna wait in vain. No, I don't wanna wait in vain. No, no, I don't wanna wait in vain. It's your love that I'm waiting on. It's my love that you're running from. It's your love that I'm waiting on.
There you go, top banana tune from Bob there. And we're going to go straight into another record of Mark's choice, and then we'll talk to him a little bit about how we got from the Sex Pistols to Bob Marley to who we're going to play now. And for all you big music fans out there, this is my personal favourite one of Mark's tracks tonight. It's The Doors with LA Woman.
Hills are filled with fire. If they say I never loved you, you know they are a liar. Driving down your freeway, midnight alleys roam, cops in cars, the topless bars, never saw a woman so alone, so alone, so alone, so alone. Motel money, murder madness, the chain of move from glad to sadness. Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, got to keep on rising. Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mojo Rising, got the Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, got to keep on rising, riding, riding, on riding, riding. Look around, see which way the wind blows. With a little girl in a Hollywood bungalow. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Or just another long thing, yo? City of night, city of night, city of night, city of night. Wow! Oh!
There you go. Well, apart from the live music, that's the best tune of the night for me personally. What a great track. And would have qualified almost for one of my long songs in the days of gone by when we used to have a long song feature. So, Mark, tell me a little bit about what's happening next then. So, gigs for solo, gigs for the band, next record, what's in the pipeline?
Well, apart from doing, we've got, as I say, for myself, I've only got about 7 gigs this year booked in, which is going through to November. So nothing really so much solo wise.
Right.
Hopefully, at the moment, as we speak, they are cutting the vinyl of the debut album,
Right.
which will be out in, I think it's coming out in October. Nice cream vinyl.
So this is this one.
That's that album. That album will be coming out on vinyl, but it will be less songs on it because obviously you can't get as many tracks on vinyl.
Right.
So
And the album's called
Between Light and Space, One-Sided Horse. As I say, it's being pressed at the moment, so we're looking hopefully to do a few gigs with the band to promote the vinyl album.
Yeah.
So that might be sort of October, November time, something like that. As I say, Evil Blizzard we're playing Leeds, Newcastle, Glasgow, London,
New York.
Manchester, New York next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year. I think it's going to be around the time. I think it's the end of May, around the sort of 27th, 28th. One of the guys in the band, it's his birthday, so he's going anyway. So he said, well, why don't we just go over? You can't actually play over there as such. It's a bit difficult, I suppose, but we're not actually playing officially. We may just turn up and just do an open mic sort of thing.
All right, okay.
You know what
Right,
I mean?
yeah.
So it's not going to be a proper tour, not a proper gig. We might just turn up and say, let's do a couple of songs.
Take over somebody's pub.
Just take over someone's open mic, which will be fine. But hopefully that will come across. And next year we're looking at doing more European dates because we just brought the new album, the Evil Blizzard's new album just come out. That's selling really well, so we got really, really good reviews for that. So we're looking at maybe doing Germany, France, Holland, Belgium, them sort of places. Not so much Britain next year, trying to get abroad. So.
And that'll be all on the website anyway if anyone wants
It
to
will
see.
be on the website eventually. Well, there is a website, evilblizzard.com, which has just been relaunched. So that's all. It will be all on there. All the dates are on there.
And my sister's back in the house and she said, what did I miss? She's obviously been on a conference call. So I'll tell you what you missed. You missed a little bit of Genesis while you're away, a little bit of Paul Weller, a little bit of Sex Pistols, a bit of Bob Marley. And I think you came back in just as the doors were on with LA Woman. So certainly the second half was a lot more rocky than the first. And you missed possibly the best 2 or 3 tracks of Mark's, which were Crackerjack and Pure as Snow, in my opinion, my humble opinion. And I've listened to it quite a bit now, so I've got certainly a right to express that opinion, I hope. But we're going to have Mark's new song now, which is going to play us out. Probably take us almost to closing time, and I've not heard this one before, so this is going to be interesting for me. This is another one that's a little bit slow and steady, you say?
This is quite a melancholy, number. Quite a sad song, I think. But as I say, I like sad songs, so that's all right. I mean, if it came out with the band, it'd probably sound nothing like this. But it's just at the moment, it's quite chilled out, relaxing. It's a good last song. It's like a late night lament, I think.
Okay, well there you go. That's obviously.
But I will put Phil Collins' drum pattern on just to make it slightly less depressing.
Okay, Mark. Well, you take it away.
I think it's a bit faster than I would normally play it, but who cares? It means you won't fall asleep. Okay. Actually, I'm going to turn the drum machine off because it's the wrong speed and it needs to be the right speed, this song. So I'm going to start again. So this one's called You Know I'll Never Give Up on You. I know it's never easy, I know it's hard, I know we want the same things, there is no doubt. The times we spent together and fooled around, I know they were the best times in my life. You know I'll never give up on you. You know I'll never give up on you. I've said so many words, maybe too much. I hope they didn't make it too tough, too tough. I'm always there to hold you. Please run to me. Take the time to find your moments. I'm waiting patiently. You know I'll never give up on you. You know I'll never give up on you. You know I'll never give up on you, not even in a lifetime. You know I'll never give up on you, not even in a lifetime. You know I'll never give up on you. You know I'll never give up on you, not even in a lifetime. Yeah.
Well done. That sounds very you.
Yeah, it's very me. A bit of attitude guitar as well. I think this room is so warm it keeps knocking my guitar out of tune, but never mind, as I say. If it's good enough for the punk rock, it's good enough for me.
Absolutely. And it doesn't get better than when it's live. And I have to say, congratulations to everybody, because that's a live show and we're just coming up to 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
and we had no idea of how it was going to go, and it's a great way to play us out. So, Mark, thank you very much for being my first live guest.
Enjoyed it a lot.
I've enjoyed it immensely. Patches, thanks very much for doing all the stuff in the background there. Patches has been behind me all night, you've not noticed, working me almost. Not with his hand. Yeah, his hand ain't up me, Horace, it's alright. And so I hope you all enjoyed it. It's a little bit something different for the Rockin' Radio Wall of Sound.
I did put some choice in like Black Sabbath and things, but they haven't been played. So.
No. We've had all kinds. So it's been your choice of music was great. You've got I downloaded a few more, so we can play out on your choice of Walking on the Moon by the Police, The Cult's Rain, R.E.M. Man on the Moon, Coldplay for you. I kind of didn't really want to put in.
That's fine.
The Scorpions.
Which is quite a rocking song.
It is a rocking song. So you choose out of those. And
well, for me, it has to be Walking on the Moon, because it's one of my favourite songs of all time.
And that's the one that's lined up next. So we'll have a little bit of that. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us for this, our first ever live artist show. We'll be back next week with a very more ordinary show. Perhaps not as exciting from the fact that we haven't got live music, but maybe we'll get a bit more rocky than normal as we do. And hopefully we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks very much from me. This is thank you and good night.
This is Rockin' Radio, the Wall of Sound.
It's Friday night and I feel alright. Is what I've been thinking. Gonna cut loose, put on my dancing shoes, and do some heavy drinking. Hello, Jack, it's good to be back. And Jim Beam, you're styling. Jose, you're back in black. And Jimmy Five, I'll be smiling. Cause it's way too sober in here. Give me another shot of Everclear. I'll chase it with another beer. It's getting way too sober in here. Getting pretty as the night goes on. Girl, I'm feeling frisky. Let's take a ride back to my place. I got a gallon of whiskey. Hello, Jack, it's good to be back. And Jim Beam, you're styling. Jose, you're back in black. Give me five, I'll be smiling. Cause it's way too sober in here. Another shot of Everclear. I'll chase it with another beer. It's getting way too sober in here. Sober in here. Give me another shot of Everclear. I'll chase it with another beer. It's getting way too sober in here. It's getting way too sober in here. Give me another shot of Everclear. I'll chase it with another beer. It's getting way too sober and way too sober in here. Give me another shot of Everclear. I'll chase it with another beer. It's getting way too sober in here.
Got a number for my bathroom wall. Thought it over, baby gave me a call. She was a little bit larger than life. I was out to know that she's my boss's wife. Now I'm jobless. Yes, I'm jobless. I ain't got no job. Lord, I'm jobless. I'm looking for work right now. I just spent my last 25 cents, and my cars are being repossessed. My woman left me for another man on the streets just to do what I can. Cause I'm jobless. Yes, I'm jobless. I ain't got no job. Lord, I'm jobless. I'm looking for work right now. Shared a bottle with a bum on the street. Woke up with no shoes on my feet. My legs was aching and my belly was thin. Man, I wish I would've never drank that gin. Cause I'm jobless. Yes, I'm jobless. I ain't got no shared a bottle with a bum on the street. Woke up with no shoes on my feet. My legs was aching and my belly was thin. Man, I wish I would've never drank that gin. 'Cause I'm a jobless. Yes, I'm jobless. I ain't got no job. Lord, I'm jobless. Looking for work right now.
whiskey with my friend. I try to get her loving, I try to give her the best I can. And it hurts so bad when I find out I see her with another man. Give her all my money, write another song. She gone, my baby gone. She's gone. My baby's somebody at home. Egypt was troubled by the horrible ass. Mr. Charles Darwin had the golden ass. Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the pines? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, are you having fun? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up there to sleep, nothing is cool. Here's a little legend for the never believer. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a little ghost for the offering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Andy Kaufman's gone missing.